some of the reasons you know, if you were to pick a top three or however many, you know, what are some things that you're, you know, excited about this legislation?
Well, there's actually a lot, but if I were to pick three, I would think, you know, the first one is obviously the havoc that was wreaked on the minority communities as far as cannabis laws were, and how basically our criminal justice system got pretty overwhelmed from a hearing perspective, courtroom hearings, and incarceration perspective. So coming now into a place where it's legal, and that community can theoretically, and I can talk a little bit about that later, can theoretically get the benefits afforded to them that essentially the perception is that everybody else has had.
Sure.
And then the schedule status of the federal schedule status is ridiculous, comparing it to heroin and cocaine. You're not going to find a single researcher or doctor out there saying that is anywhere close to a legitimate comparison.
I think you would want as small of a black market as possible. And moving back to reasons why legalization might be a good thing, I would think that it's a good thing when people are buying it from a reputable, regulated store versus your, some back alley channel that may or may not be a safe environment. So
yeah, and who knows? Like, are there pesticides on it that you're ingesting? Like what do dosages mean in that case? And then obviously,
so the cultivators are subject to regulations in terms of purity of what they're selling.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have somebody selling
they can sell
something
whatever
that they grew in their basement under black lights or
and the vape crisis, if we want to call it that, is a perfect example. Because as far as I understand it, the majority of those issues have come from black market vape liquids that contain some synthetic THC, so synthetic marijuana, along with God knows whatever else. So one of the huge reasons why legalization is a smart move, when so many people are out there doing it, is to make sure that the product that everybody's getting is not going to be essentially poisoned.
Yeah.
At social equity.
So I think you had mentioned that minority-owned businesses, increases the point value of that applicant.
So each of the sections has its own potential amount of points.
Sure.
The social equity component, and this is where some people have had issues. It's binary. You either get all the points or you don't get any.
Okay.
So it kind of really cuts through who can apply for what. We know that there's no way that somebody's going to get a license in Illinois without meeting those social equity points.
Okay.
Because there's so many. It was like 50 points, and it's like out of 250, I think.
Okay.
So it's a significant amount. With the amount of people that are applying, there's no way that somebody's going to win a license with zero social equity points.
And it's either zero or the full amount?
Yeah.
No in between.
Exactly.
And you get the full amount by satisfying a certain number of criteria?
Yes.
Okay.
We actually have never had plans to look at North Avenue.
Okay.
And the reasons are because we would like to be nearer to public transportation.
Okay.
We would like to have some foot traffic, ideally. So when
East Lake Street, Oak Park Avenue,
Ave, like Harrison Arts District, like those
are areas.
Those are where we're looking at, and we have. So bottom line is, Illinois is looking to do this in a tasteful manner.
Okay. If you do get the license on May 1st and you're first to market for an application in Oak Park, when would you be open? When would you be looking?
It would probably be around October. That plays back into the special use versus permitted use. These license holders, we get 180 days to find a location.
After May 1st.
After May 1st.
Okay.
So when we're talking about special use and potentially a 60 to 90 day process to go through the hearings and the public notices and all that stuff, what if then at that point you go back to the drawing board because people didn't want it near their house? So that's a huge decision point there.
Okay.